Alright, so we're going to go the 180. Just a quick one over like that. All the way down the bottom. Don't really need to use the bolster at the moment. You only just do a really quick light over. Got it smooth with the 120, and basically the 180 comes along to just take out the scratches of the 120, puts its own level of scratches in, and then we'll remove them with the next one. Now the trick, which I've seen on other videos, is to make sure after each level you give it a quick score across like that to make sure that you get rid of the circular lines that are formed in there when you're moving it with the lathe. Sometimes you get a scratch in there and you can't really get rid of it. This is the best way to get them in and out, so that's what I found anyway. So they do that, and you can see some inside here. Or you probably can't up there, I don't know. You might pick them up in the video there. I would move it up and down, but I really can't be bothered at the moment. It's a bit jiggly. So all I'm doing is just moving the lathe around, constantly staying with the grain, just to make sure you get rid of the scratches from the last level of paper. Right, let's give it a spin up. So that was the 180. Then we're going to go down to a little wet and dry, 1000. When I'm doing the wood, I try and use it dry. It tends to clog up a bit more if you try and go wet, of course, with the dust and all that. But when you're doing the resin, always use it wet. Unless if you really want to bite in and take out a heap of resin. If you don't use it wet, I find that it tends to get too hot and the top layer of the resin starts to peel or go rubbery sort of thing. So when it's wet, it tends not to go into that rubbery state, and you can actually get a nice smooth surface. So it all depends on what you're doing. But I tend to never use anything on the resin unless if it has water on it. That feature's just giving us a little bit of a grab on the paper down the bottom there. So that gives that a bit of a clean up. Give that a bit of a, you can see the difference in the wood coming through now. It's actually starting to really show its grain lines. Exciting stuff, this sanding, but it's a necessary part. Nice top rim on it. Nice little coffee cup, this one. Quite happy with this one. I think 1000 grit is heaps to go down on the actual papers. So from there, the next stage I do, I'm going to shake you guys a little bit so I can pull this out. The old triples, oh no, this is 4 zeros. 4 zeros steel wool. And that just basically takes off any of the rough surface bits of wood and takes all the dust out. Not all of it. I will get the compressor going and give it a nice clean out. Make sure all the dust is completely out of all those little features in the bottom, so that when the resin goes in, it shows them up. Quite therapeutic. Some nights you can sit here doing a big job like this. Well, not this is a big job, this is a small one, but you can be here for hours just doing this sanding and polishing. Especially if you're doing the resin, because the resin takes a fair bit. But you'll see that. Probably not so much on the cups, more so on the bowls. The cups are a lot easier when it comes to the resin, they just tend to pour on. We use a bit centrifugal on the lathe, which we'll see a bit later on. So that there is up to basically having a clean out of the actual grain lines and all that with the blower, and then we'll be on to the resining. So we'll call that making a cup.